My friends, and welcome to part 4 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Loner Deck Battles series, Limit 1 Festival Edition. So, before I begin with the duels using the Benevolent Force to be reckoned with Loner Deck, or more specifically the Rokket Loner Deck, I'll explain some of the lines of plays in a sort of walkthrough, and also how to win with this deck. Okay. So one thing is, Rokket Synchron basically should mostly be used to normal summon it so you can go straight into a Borrel Savage Dragon. Yeah. And then, what's cool is if you can draw, if you can draw yourself the quick launch, then you can basically be able to get out a Rokket without having to use up your normal summon. If you already have Rokket Synchron in your hand. And what's cool about that is with that Rokket you can go straight into Striker Dragon, add the Boot Sector launch to your hand, and then if you have at least 1 or 2 Rockets that aren't the Rokket Synchron, you can activate the Boot Sector launch, special summon some of those Rockets from your hand, and then go into some more Link plays. So, whichever one you think. Another really good one would probably to go into Belligerent Dragon, since if you can go into another Link play after that using the Belligerent Dragon, then you can put it in the graveyard, and it has a really good graveyard effect where whenever a Rokket is special summoned, you can special summon this card. And if you normal summon the Rokket Synchron and able to special summon one of the levels, well, there's only one, but if the level 7 that you had in your graveyard was Explode Rokket, you could just special summon it back as you're going into the Borrel Savage Dragon. In all of my duels, though, I never once made the Borrel Furious Dragon. I tried dueling with this at least 5 times, and I didn't once make that. So maybe I'll be able to make it once in one of these duels. I never even drew into the Rapid Trigger. It's really hard to. You have to specifically draw into this, and this is the only way of special summoning Borrel Furious Dragon. Is a pretty cool. It does have a pretty good effect though, and it works very well with the Rokket since it destroys the fusion materials in order to fusion summon it. And then Magic Cylinders, I was able to prevent myself from being able to cade with this card, and instead I got game with it, so that was pretty fun. One thing I didn't realize about Mia Force Launcher in my duels, at least my one duel where I drew it, or maybe my 2. No, I think I had this at least 2, and then in the second duel, I realized that you can only add the Mia Force during your turn. It's pretty cool since you can even if you activate, you can once again add it again from your graveyard, as long as it stays on the field. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. That it's gonna take at least if you get this going first, it's gonna take 3 turns just to get the Mia Force. But if you get it during your opponent's turn, you're not able to set it that turn anyway. So it's not really it really matters that much, but you do have to discard a monster in order to use it, which isn't always the most ideal. In most cases, you're kind of upset that you have to discard a monster. The cost seems pretty high in most cases. Magical Cylinders, I remember this one duel where I was playing Reptilians, and my opponent had a magic cylinder. No, yeah, magic cylinder. And then I got like hit by like the Vasky. I had to be hit with that 2600 attack. And then he had the magical cylinders. I didn't have a way to get rid of it. So it can be pretty good for that circumstance. It seems like it's pretty good when your opponent is playing a loner deck. Or if your opponent's in playing a lot of back row destruction. So as long as they don't have a way to get rid of it, you can like kind of like stop them in the tracks. Like kind of like I was. The only reason why I was able to get over it. I mean, I did draw into Heavy Storm Duster later on, so that would have helped. But I mean, he used his own Heavy Storm Duster to destroy his own magic cylinder along with one of my back row, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense since if he didn't want to destroy both of my back row, he could have just picked one, because I mean, he got rid of the Vasky anyway, thereby getting rid of the equip spell that was equipped to it, that one reptile equip spell that like can protect it from being destroyed by battle. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But yeah, that I just want to bring that up since this kind of it applies since he was playing the Rokket deck against me. So it pretty much applies. I'm still not sure if the other decks play magical cylinders or not. But yeah, anyway. Again, Crackdown is, and like any other like taking control of your opponent's stuff can be very useful. But yeah, Borrel Dragon is also nice. It's really the only. Well, the Booster Dragon also. I need to remember that the Booster Dragon also targets. So if I can't go into Borrel, I can always go into Booster. I need to remember that. So yeah, I need to remember that. And those are the only two that actually can target your own stuff too. So like you're gonna be wanting to like have those out if you have like a Rokket also on the field. Just so you can like make sure the Rocket's able to proc when it needs to like do something. And then you can just get another really good Rokket out and get it to proc on your next turn. So it's important which one you bring out with the special summon effect if you're planning to just if you might need to like proc it again to like do something else to your opponent. And then yeah, the Shrag, not too bad. The only way to bring it out with the Scapegoat is with the Scapegoat, but I did it a few times. I think it was from this deck. I think I did it at least once with this deck. I'm not sure. No, I know I did at least once with like the other two decks. That's eventually how I won with the Reptilian, so it can be a nice comeback play. Especially since it doesn't target and just doesn't destroy. I never went into Borrel X Charge Dragon. Yeah, so can't really say much, but it does seem like a pretty good card. I just feel like going into like more and more links is just better. I think this deck is meant to be a link spam deck more than anything. I know quite a few people enjoy that method of play. And then Chobham, he is really good going first. Because your opponent doesn't get to add, but your opponent doesn't need to add in order for it to go off. So you can just target and your opponent can't add anything. It kind of reminds me of that one monster where it can special summon itself. But when it does, your opponent gets a special summon at level 4 or lower from the graveyard. But if your opponent doesn't have a graveyard, if you're like going first and special summoning it, then your opponent doesn't get to do anything. And you basically just get a free special summon. So yeah. And I think I, I never even saw Overflow, so I can't say how good this is, but it still does seem good. Although like I don't really like see my monster being destroyed by a card effect nearly as much as I thought I would. So, yeah. But then again, maybe I should have been making better plays in order for stuff like that to happen. Anyway, Squib Draw came into play a few times. The cool, like, kind of the cool thing about Squib Draw is even if you're planning to go into Striker Dragon, you can always target himself to re-add that Rokket in your graveyard if that was the only Rokket, and then you can still use, and then you can use the boot sector launch you added to special summon that from your hand, and then Squib Draw it, so you can like have be able to special summon a Rokket maybe with high defense or pretty high attack. For on your opponent's turn, since the Striker Dragon doesn't really have a lot of attack. And, I mean, you did get to draw 2 cards at the same time, so there's also that. Anything else I want to point out? Oh, yeah. I forgot that this... Which one is it? Oh yeah, Bull Code actually isn't too bad, because he also has a graveyard effect. It probably won't come up a lot though, because you do have to banish a dark monster with 3,000 more attack. Oh, from the field. Oh, so that can be from your opponent's field too. Oh yeah. Okay, then it's actually pretty good, but like in a lot of my duels, like it is mostly just my monsters were targets for the banish. But yeah, I should think about that. I can like, it does have to be a dark monster specifically though, which kind of sucks. But I should remember that it can be on my opponent's side of the field as well. So that makes it a little bit better. I'm probably never gonna banish one of my own monsters though. It just seems so bad. Because my own monsters with 3,000 more attack are gonna be the bull load. They're all link 4s. So I have to put in a lot of materials. Another thing to think about is I think as long as you get really good hands, you should be able to bring out both. You should be able to end on both a bull load dragon and bull load savage dragon, which can be pretty good, especially if you can also have a Rokket out too. And then, like, the Borrel can be a disruption with that Rokket. And then the Borrel Savage Dragon can be a disruption simply because you get to negate effects. But one thing about this is you can only negate an effect once per turn with this card. So you really want to be careful. Like, one game, I was playing against Subterra. He was playing basically a matchup. A mix of Subterras, Paleozoics, and Altergeist. And he tried to bait me out by activating the Subterra Final Battle, that trap card, and not allowing me to like react to any of his other Subterras. But I was thinking like, that would kind of be a dumb card to negate, since I only have the Borrel Savage Dragon negate, and if I negate that, I can't really negate any of his other Subterra cards anyway. So, I mean, I might as well just hope he doesn't have a lot of plays there, and I didn't negate it, because I thought like it would be kind of useless, and luckily, all he had else was a Raigeki. And since I didn't negate the Subterra Final Battle, I was able to negate the Raigeki, since I kind of had to negate that, or else I would lose my Savage Dragon anyway. So I negated the Raigeki, And it turns out he didn't have any other plays, and I ended up winning because of that. I might have still won, but I don't know. He would have been in a very strong position, I think, if he would have. Then again, he had no other plays, so who's to say? But I mean, I basically secured my win, so it's really nice when you can secure a win like that. Then when you let one of your monsters be destroyed, and now now basically he's in a bad position once again. Anyway, so there was that. That was pretty cool too. Anything else? Okay, so I think how you win with this deck is basically you want to bring out either the Savage Dragon or the Borrel Dragon. I think those are basically your two best ways of winning, especially if you have a Borrel Dragon and a Striker Dragon, then you can keep disrupting an opponent. Oh, and also, if you have a Borrel Dragon, a Deliverance Dragon, and Rokket on the hold on, which one is it? Oh yeah, it's this one, Rokket. If you have Rokket on the field also, I was playing against a Pendulum guy and I had all three of those cards out. And during my opponent's turn, he ended up bringing out Electromite, and so I simply activate Bull Sword on my Rokket. I just wanted to negate the Electromite's effects, which I was able to, but I forgot it also makes it unable to attack, and since it was unable to attack, the Deliverance Dragon then came into play, where it says you can target an attack position monster your opponent controls that did not declare an attack this turn to destroy it, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Which isn't really too big of a deal. The bigger deal was the fact that I was able to destroy the Electromite because it wasn't able to attack. So that's a pretty nice so that's pretty nice synergy too to think about. Yeah. And then I don't think I really brought out Don's Wrestler Prinkletops. I don't think I even really saw it like once in this deck when I was playing with this deck. But the Absoluter, because it says if this card is sent to the graveyard, unlike the Dew Frog or like those other frogs that say when, even though it's still a you can, because it says the if, that means you can use as link materials or a synchro material and still get to add a Rokket to your hand. So that's pretty cool too. And also, as again, the pretty easy special summon condition is actually pretty nice. Yeah. And also, though, Noctivision doesn't have that hard of a summoning condition either. This is probably the hardest one to summon, but like you can still summon it from your deck at least with any of the other Rockets. And you can spell summon with the Boot Sector launch, so I guess there's what makes up for that. Rokket Caliber is pretty cool since you can like simply spell summon it to a zone one of your basically one of your link monsters points to, and then it's another free material. You pretty much never want to spell summon this off of Boot Sector launch if you have like other materials. Also the fact that it's a tunic, but mostly I've been making the Borrel Savage Dragon using the Rokket Synchron. Anyway, oh yeah, and then in one of the games, as I said, you can simply steal an opponent's monster. You can use this even if they don't have any monsters on the field. So I was able to steal that Electromite in that same game, and because I need a bit more damage but as I said, you can do that. So, but it's still pretty cool. And I think that's basically it for what I want to talk about there. So now I'll just like go into the into some actual games myself and show you a little bit more about the decks. But those are some of the cool plays I want to show you. I need to switch decks. Okay. Duel. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope those of you who saw that walkthrough enjoyed it. Of course, I'll be making chapters, so you can watch the parts you want to watch. So here's the first duel. So I'm finally getting to these duels here. Pretty much met my goal for talking about the walkthrough. That was my first time doing loner deck walkthrough. I think that was actually really good because now you know a little bit more about the deck, so now I can go through these plays and you'll understand it more. So I think I'm gonna I should summon the Chobham first, because I can always just add the boot sector launch and then summon my rockets or my rocket afterwards. Whereas if I would have summoned the rocket, I wouldn't have been able to special summon Chobham, and then it would have been done. Okay. Okay, so I'll add the boot sector launch. I don't believe it actually negates the effect in this case, though. Yep, still got to add the boot sector launch, so not too bad. I can at least still go into some kind of link play. Yep, I'll special summon a rocket. So this could easily be a loner deck that I'm playing against, because I know all of the loner decks do have Ghost Ogre as one of their cards. For some reason, Konami really likes to be putting in that. I could go into Delirious Dragon this turn. Oh, I get to add a rocket. Actually, yeah, I think so. I think I will go into the Delirious Dragon in that case, and I think I'd rather go into Delirious Dragon because of its graveyard effect. I think basically the first link 2 you want to bring out is the Delirious Dragon because of its graveyard effect. And now I can add a rocket to my hand. So I could add Rocket Synchron set up for my next play. Oh, but Rocket Caliber will let me go into a link 3. And I don't think the link 3s are that bad. This one allows me to negate a spell, trap, or monster effect, but it has to have been activated during the damage step. So it's very situational. This one, however, has that Knight's Graveyard effect. This one has a situational negate. This one doesn't have a situational negate, but it does have a graveyard effect. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go into Rocket Caliber. Or I could set up for my next turn. It's hard to say which one I should go for. I could set up for my next turn, bring out Borrel. I'm just going to go for the Rocket Caliber. I don't know which one's the best play in this case. Unfortunately, this Rokket doesn't actually have the the deck special summon effect. So I'm just gonna go into Borrel code. It does at least have 2500 attack, which is 100 attack more than that Link monster that actually has a negate. Unfortunately, a lot of these Link monsters that you go into are gonna have a Link pointer pointing to your opponent's field. So that's kind of another downside. But it's not too bad. You're not gonna be blocking off your opponent anytime soon. I think at most, like, you're gonna, like, have, like... I think my best field was definitely the Borrel Dragon, Diligence Dragon, with a Rokket with that Rokket field that I had against the Pendulum deck. So it's definitely not as Link spammy as, like, the real thing, but that makes sense since it's just a Loner deck. It still can be pretty good, though. So now I can... Oh, now I get the Scapegoat, so that's pretty cool. I'll still take a Scapegoat, that's fine. But first I want to go into battle. See, now this is where that other Link would come into play. If my opponent, like... Then again, I think the Mere Force is played before the damage step, so... Either way. Yeah, this is definitely the Reptilian... Loner deck, unless he's playing a Reptilian non-Loner deck. I suppose that's possible, but most of the time these archetypes are unpopular enough in the actual Loner in the actual festival scene that, like, most of the time, if you see the archetype, it's probably going to be the Loner deck version of it. Although sometimes it's not. I think the Synchron was actually a really good archetype outside of just the Loner deck. So that's not always the case. I'm not sure about the Rockets. I don't think... I think Dragon Links are best when you can play multiple copies. I mean, same can be said with a lot of decks, but there's a lot of other decks that, like, can still be really good with just one copy each. Okay, so setting another card. I'll go ahead and do the Scapegoat, so now I can banish. I think I'm gonna... it's hard to say which one I want to banish, but since he didn't activate last turn, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the back row isn't that big of a threat. Then again, I do have Crackdown in case it's that one... Oh, I also have Raigeki. Okay, well that makes things easier. I'll just go into the Shiraig and then I can Raigeki the monster. But do I want to Raigeki the monster? Because this won't be game. I think I'm just gonna Shiraig the back row and then attack into the monster. Yeah. Hopefully this is nothing. Oh, that's what it was. Offering to Snake Deity. Interesting. You know what? It would have been better for him to put in an attack position, because he can only offering if it's face up. Yeah. And then it's not worth what I can go into. Definitely not. So I'm just gonna end. What can I go into? I think I Topologic. That's not really worth it. Not for like 2 high link rating cards. There's Skyla. Oh yeah, what I've realized about the Crackdown is if, like, is if basically it's an effect on summon, they're probably gonna be able to get this off before you can like crack down to stop its effects. Once basically though, once an effect is activated, even if you try stealing it, an effect can't be stopped from being activated once it's already activated. So it doesn't actually negate the effect if you try stealing it at that point. So you want to steal it before the effect, which I don't really need to like worry right now. Okay, well, that doesn't really matter either. So I think I'm just gonna, yeah, and then that's only by battle. That's not bad. Okay, well, this is game here. I'll just do it this way. And now I can just destroy that monster. And then that's good enough. So now I can go into battle. And there we go. That's game. Okay. And then I'm trying to get up to another 5 wins today. Because I figure that if I get 5 wins a day, so basically getting up to 10,000. If I get 5 wins a day, then I'll be able to make it to the 22,000 goal. So here's second bow. I'll be able to play a few bows here, so that's still good. It definitely won't be as many as the other seasons, but these are definitely more quality battles since I actually practiced a little bit and gave like a walkthrough, which also helped to remind myself what I'm trying to do with the deck at the same time. So that was actually a really good idea that one commenter mentioned, because of all the benefits it brings to both the viewer and me as a player. Yeah, I'll try to find his name. Well, I'll definitely shout him out in the pinned comment. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I'll probably shout you out near the end of the video though, so when I have more time, when I'm not in the middle of a duel. Just because I don't want to like look for you right now. And of course some of you may think that like of course a walkthrough, like it makes sense, it should be obvious, but like I just wasn't thinking about that. But then like when he got me thinking about that, I was thinking, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yeah, that actually is a really good deal. Good idea, sorry. Oh, I finally get the rapid trick and I can't even use it. Oh, because it's only from your field. What does it call for? Because I think I'm going to try to bring it out. It's actually not a bad card though. And it's another one that targets. But this is one they can't really rely on since only one card can bring it out. But even the fusion spell is really nice too. So it simply calls for 2 dark dragons. Well, that doesn't seem too bad. Yeah. Seems really good. Okay, so target one face-up card. I'll just go with the auto rocket dragon. I'll be able to spell summon the rocket tracer using the field spell anyway. You know, I wonder if the loner decks are more popular in this festival than they were before. I think they are starting to get better. Definitely not gonna ghost ogre my own Link. Man. Technically, I can now destroy this and then I'll be able to get 2 special summons. I think basically if you can do that, you should, because like it's basically the same Link rings anyway, since like all of the rocket effects are pretty much treated as Link 1s in a way. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. You know what? I should have probably destroyed my rocket. Actually, this is better. This is better because now I can destroy something relevant. The rocket in my graveyard. I am not going to do that because I'm pretty sure it would pretty much negate the effect. So I'm not gonna stop my own plays. That would be dumb. Anyway. And now it wants me to stop my field spell, which would pretty much negate the effect too. So I'm not doing that either. I mean, technically what you can do now to get a double effect is you can now rocket tracer to spell summon a different rocket from your deck, which is actually kind of cool. So I think I might as well do that. Oh yeah, this only... Yeah, this only... The first effect only works when a Link monster targets it. Oh, so you know what? The fusion won't actually... If the fusion targets a rocket, it won't actually proc the first effect anyway. Which is probably fine because anyone get the full effect off anyway. I'm fine with not getting the full effects of the links because most of the time these effects are more important. But the fusion actually has a pretty good effect anyway. But still, this will at least proc the... Oh, I can do the boot sector launch. I barely get any effect outside of the first turn, so I think it actually is worth destroying the boot sector launch to get out another one. And also this will actually give me something for the fusion. Yeah. And this way, now I can destroy 2 relic... Well, then again, it would destroy the... I could also go into Magna Rocket. Wait, no. The tuner guy, the Rocket Caliber. And then go into the Borrel, which is probably actually better. Yeah, that's probably actually better, but... Yeah, you know what? I think going into the Rocket Caliber is actually better. Ah, this sucks, but you know what? I have to. Because that... Wait. It would only get 1. No, I'm still fine. No, I'm not. Crap. Yeah, I messed up. You know what? This is still fine. 1 negate is still... I think it's still... more worth it. I still think one... Oh, you actually can't. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, now just go into the... Yeah, I'll just try that. I guess I can do that. Kind of messed up though, but that's okay. At least it's a quick effect. Wait. Wait, I get to destroy both of the... Oh, I thought it was just monster. That's actually pretty good. But you don't actually get to attack with it? Wait, what? What's keeping it from being able to attack? Oh, it can only attack monsters special summon from the X deck? Wait, forever? Man. That is so unfair. Anyway. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, well at least now I can... Might as well special summon... I think I'll special summon one of the high defenders. Okay. At least... okay, so I still have the effect of the Borrel on play. So, right, Geki. So it still could have been... But a lot of decks would play Rokket, but this seems like a loner deck. I think usually if they're just setting, it's probably a loner deck. Then again, okay, yeah, this is probably the loner deck since it's Rokket. Shell Rokket. I don't think I'm going to do it yet because... Okay, so the Striker Dragon. Yeah, actually, I think I will. Dang. That's fine. So, since those two are dark dragons. Yeah, and then I'll do the Ice Dragon's Prison. I'll target that one. Oh boy, the timer. But I think I'm fine. Okay, now if he tries to activate that, I can just destroy it. Yep, I'll just destroy that. Wait. Yeah, good. Just destroy that. Along with the field spell. And because it has to be face up on the field in order to get its effect off, it can no longer get its effect off. So that's pretty cool. Oh, he didn't know something yet. That's right. And what's he gonna do though? Nothing. Yeah, Now I can special summon a different guy. I think this time I'll go with 1800. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, good. I have a lot more time now. Okay, so I think I'm just going to activate the effect, destroy this one, and also destroy the back row. Ice Dragon's Prison, dang. Man, it has to be in my opponent's graveyard. I've been so cool if I could have just banished one of my opponents and then couldn't get off the Ice Dragon's Prison effect if I could just banish a target, but oh well. Yep, that makes sense. What? He's banishing his own? Why would he do that? You should have just targeted mine. I think I still destroyed it, yeah. So I at least still get the effect off. Yeah. So at the very least I still get the effect off here, which is pretty nice. So, which one should I go into? I think I'm gonna go into the Explode Rokket this time and special summon in defense position. Fortunately, my opponent can't really do anything with just one, so... Yep, but there's another one. Oh, you should activate it. if he activates... He or she activates targeting this one, then I just get the effect, which is pretty cool still. Since it's actually going to my graveyard. It's basically whoever's graveyard it's sent to gets the graveyard effect. Yeah. Anyway. Just going to a link. Okay, so smarter than that. Still has too high a defense, so that's good. Oh, yeah, but he just gets to... Wait, what? It gains. When a link monster's effect is act... Why did I not get the effect? He just gave my monster more attack for no reason. And why did I not get to activate the effect of it? Wait. Oh yeah, it didn't actually get destroyed. So this one has to actually specifically be discarding a monster, which kind of sucks. Well, might as well just set that. Now I might as well. Thanks for the extra attack. Cool. Yeah, but you know what? In all honesty, I could have been in a much better position if I would have simply... Dang it. Guess it happened too fast. I couldn't even do it. Oh well, so Crackdown is pretty nice to disrupt plays, and I get to keep the monster, so that's even better. I can activate during my opponent's turn, and then I get to keep the monster. As long as Crackdown is still on the field. If they're able to destroy Crackdown, then they just get the monster back. So that's how that works, in case you were wondering. Because I didn't realize it at first, the way it's worded. So, special summon a Rokket. Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it. Maybe he'll go into a link play, though. So I think I won't steal any of the monsters yet. Okay, going to Silver Rokket. It's good that I got rid of that other guy, because now he doesn't have a link that can target one of his cards. Yeah, I think this is going to have to be the final duel too. And I think I'm going to be able to get another win, so that's really good. Both of my duels ended up in wins. What does this effect do? I wonder if he's actually gonna... I wonder if I, Oh! There we go. And now I can do this. So I might as well activate the effect of my own monster. Okay. So I'll destroy the Explode Rokket and inflict 2,000 to each player. Oh yeah, it does. This one also targets. See, I wasn't even thinking about this one. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. You know what? I'm just gonna take the damage. I want to see what happens still. Yeah, I can always activate during my own turn too, so I want to see what happens first. And that is not a quick effect either, so there's no rush in me needing to... If a dark monster you control that was... You can send this card from your hand or graveyard. I think I'm gonna do the Silver Rokket Dragon. Gateway Dragon, that's kind of nice. Might as well special summon it. No reason I shouldn't. And now just go into the Crackdown. Steal his own monster. Okay. And now I can go into a link play, some kind of link play. You do have to discard a card for that though, so that's a little unfortunate. But this one could be pretty good. One Borrel monster from your graveyard. Which... Did he banish it? Oh yeah, he banished it. So I don't really have a good Borrel. I mean... I don't... And then Borrel's sword is no good either. Oh man, I don't know what to do. I might as well go for this one, I guess. Yeah. I'll just do that one. Yeah. And then this one. It's still not game, but whatever. it's gonna be pretty hard for my opponent at this point, because at this point my opponent's now top decking, so that's actually really good. And it is only and I do only need to take 1,000 points out now. I think well, I mean, he can't target, but I don't know. Neither player can target this card with monster effects. Actually, this might be worth it. It can't be sort of battle only. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna end. Hopefully my opponent doesn't draw into like a Rokket or something. But even if he does, see, I think this is where it's fine to not go into anything, because if my opponent draws into a Rokket and now have a counter against that, even basically just special summoning another Rokket when Silver Rocket is destroyed by card effect. I don't think my opponent played a Rokket yet. Oh, but yeah, it's still like Lightning Storm too. And that's game. Okay, cool. So there was that. So I hope everyone enjoyed those duels and that little walkthrough at the beginning. Here, I'll see who the person I need to shout out is. And I don't think I'm gonna do a pack opening today, so sorry about that. But the person I want to shout out is my friend Rosen Gospodinov from YouTube. He's the one who made this suggestion to do a walkthrough at the beginning, so shout out to him for the suggestion. That was a really good suggestion. I really liked him pointing that out. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to ring that notification bell for content like this or for the Let's Play series. Either one. You can get notified by either one. I don't think I have it set up for personalized notifications. If anyone wants to like help through that, you can always feel free to let me know in the comments how to do that. I don't think that's a YouTube partnership thing though. But anyway, and then of course the person I shout out, if I use the wrong pronoun, of course let me know. I know it can be confusing sometimes, but anyway, bye.